Welcome to Sense and Sensibility, a podcast about making sense of sex and relationships. I'm Mary Zoso, your wholesome, holistic, and kind of sleepy sex coach.
I'm Wesley Fenza.
And I'm Gina.
Mary is slightly sleepy because we're recording at basically her bedtime.
I had to take a little nap.
I'm not going to tell you what time it is because it's not actually a human bedtime, but it is Mary's. So this episode, we're going to talk about compersion. And I, a while ago, back in 2024, the old days, did a book review of a book called What is Compersion by Marie Tuin. And it's a bunch of research about compersion and what it is and how to do it. And so that's going to basically be our framework for the discussion today.
And just in case people don't know what it is, I mentioned to my therapist earlier today that I was doing a podcast about compersion today. And he got this look on his face and he didn't ask me, but it really looked like he had no idea what I was talking about the entire time.
Nobody knows what it is.
Did you ask him if he knew what it was?
No. I kept thinking either he would ask or maybe I was mistaken that he didn't know the word at all. But I don't know. I just let him wonder, I guess.
That's why Gina uses Claude as her therapist. Claude knows what compersion is. But our listeners might not. So what is it? Mary, do you know? Is a thing that you could have asked your therapist?
I don't have a definition off the top of my head. I think it's like just feeling kind of joy for other people's happiness, even when it's not your happiness.
Yeah, it's like the inverse of jealousy.
Yeah.
A feeling of joy or satisfaction at the prospect of your partner's other relationships is what it was it what it originally meant. People, use it these days for things other than relationships to just mean sort of happiness when other people are happy. It's positive empathy, they call it.
I feel like it doesn't require empathy.
Well, it's a feeling of joy at someone else's joy.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Well, I think isn't that what empathy is?
Yeah.
I'd be very happy if it wasn't empathy because I'm not a big fan of empathy. But I think it is. I'm like, get your own feelings.
I guess sometimes I think I don't understand why they're happy, why they would be happy about this thing. But if they're happy, then I'm happy.
Yeah.
And I guess that's still empathy.
That's empathy.
Yeah.
If you're feeling what they're feeling.
Yes, it's more that you're not necessarily sympathetic. Is that the difference? I'm always trying to remember what the difference between empathy and sympathy is.
I don't know. I think sympathy is just like you care when stuff happens to them, and empathy is like you feel the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why all the the Star Trek guys are empaths because they can feel your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yes. But I always understood compersion to be generally, yes, taking joy in your partner's joys, and usually in the context of other romantic relationships. But
yeah, like the term was originated to specifically mean joy in your partner's other relationships. Mm-hmm. But I support it being used for, basically anything.
Well, we're going to dive more into that from, our first episode where we were talking about how, you can have the same sort of feelings about anything your partner is doing that you are not necessarily directly benefiting from or involved in, but you appreciate that whatever is happening to them is being a net positive for them, and you feel good about that.
Yeah. And it's actually funny you mention not getting a benefit. because what Tuan found in her research was that the elements of compersion are positive empathy, which we were just talking about, and gratitude. And one of the things that causes gratitude is a perception of benefit from your partner's other relationships.
Yes, I would say getting to bask in the happiness of your partner is a benefit to you.
Definitely.
But you can also get, more direct benefits. Like a better social life.
It's true.
Or personal growth. Or better relationship satisfaction. Like people often will experience their existing relationship improving when their partner gets another partner.
It certainly can.
Yeah.
And you can get a friend out of the deal
Yeah.
as well, which we won't make this entire episode about how much Mary and I like each other, but we'll
I
get
mean,
to
we
that.
could make it about that. that was both of your plans when I was like, we can do a compersion episode.
We're like, yay! Yeah, I mean, this is, for me personally, this is the ability to feel compersion is entirely linked to Mary entering our lives, because I did not experience this in past
I don't think I
relationships.
realized you didn't at all.
Nope, not really. I mean, it was like, as I was saying earlier, that I think we haven't gotten here in the outline yet, but the benevolent neutrality was mostly, I think, at best, what I was feeling about, Wes's other partners or my partner's other partners. It wasn't like a problem for me once I got past the sort of the jealousy and stuff that we discussed a couple episodes ago. But, and it was never like, man, this is awesome. I'm so glad we're doing this. So I didn't really get it. And I always sort of felt bad that I didn't get it, because it seemed like compersion was a really nice thing to feel if you could. I just didn't get it.
Nice for you or nice for other people?
For me, okay. I would rather, to quote Abed from Community, I just like liking things. And so I would have preferred to like things than not. And be, I've always liked being a really supportive partner. And in the older days, it was the best way for me to be a supportive partner was to be this kind of benevolent, neutral party, being like, "Hi, welcome to our house. I'm gonna go over here and leave you guys alone." But it's a lot more satisfying and fun to actively look forward to a partner being around, because Mary adds a lot to my life personally. So it's just a much better time all around, and I finally get it. So.
You add a lot to my life too.
So Tuan has a quote here that I like that is very similar to something we were talking about on, I think, episode 1, where she says, in a majority of positive social interactions, the value of positive empathy is not put into question. When someone we care about receives a promotion, falls in love, or achieves a personal goal, most people consider it emotionally appropriate to rejoice with them. However, if this person is our romantic partner and they experience joy from an intimate relationship with somebody else, the socio-emotional convention then quickly shifts from expecting positive empathy to anticipating painful feelings of jealousy, rage, betrayal, sadness, loss, or possessiveness. Which was always the argument to me that I found really convincing. I was like, well, yeah, if I'm happy for you about everything else, I should be happy with you for you about this too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wonder how that started.
Oh, it's because people are insecure.
I can be completely insecure and still fully compersive.
Do you mean you wonder how jealousy started?
No, the whole social script that we're supposed to feel this, jealousy, rage, betrayal, sadness, loss, possessiveness.
Oh God, I can already feel the evolutionary psychologists warming up their keyboards to send us 100 emails about no guys, here's where it came from. You see, in the ancestral environment. Oh God, please don't send us your emails.
It's a real who cares moment. Yeah.
Don't ever ask questions about human relationships that are like, where did that come from? Because they'll just descend.
It's whoever could get the most berries, you see.
It was the berries.
But I think in general, there is, I think it comes down to a perception of threat, which I think is something we will talk about a little bit more.
Right? Like your man might share his berries with another woman instead of you.
You tell him.
Yes.
But no, I think it's it's easy to be happy for someone kind of a friend of yours doing things in their own life that doesn't directly affect your life other than you being, happy for them getting things that they want. But if you have a general view of relationships, like especially romantic relationships, as kind of being zero-sum games, which I do think a lot of people feel that way, it's certainly kind of baked into monogamy, where it's like you pick a partner that you're going to be with. If you get married, you're going to marry for life. And that person, you better pick right, because that person's going to be everything to you forever. And if whatever they don't give you, and vice versa. So I think if you open up the relationship and people are able to find other people who can fulfill certain things about your relationship, then it feels perhaps threatening, because if they're doing this for you, then if another partner is doing this instead of you, then that's like taking away from your relationship. And I can see your face that this is confusing. I understand that this is confusing, but this is how people operate.
So say you have like a kid who grows up and is going to go to college, and they get into like a really good school on the other side of the planet, and they're going to move over there permanently. Like, you'd still be happy for them. You're losing them, but you would still be happy for them, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, but you'd also be a little sad.
You'd be a little sad, yes, totally. But definitely very happy for them, I would think.
Well, I would say some parents don't feel that way about that, and that they would be like, you're taking yourself away from me. What is that college on the other side of Earth giving you that I'm not, and how dare you? And I think that's a similar thing that can happen in romantic relationships, or even just even if you have friends who you go do things with that your partner may not have any interest in doing. There is sort of a baked in thing about that, where it's like, well, they shouldn't even want to do that because it's not something we can do together. And I'm afraid that if they like doing this thing with this other person, that they will want to do more things with that other person and do less with me or leave me. And it's about, insecurity about who you are and what you bring to a relationship. And that makes that feel threatening to the stability of your relationship, and kind of gets in the way of you feeling good about it for the sake of just your partner having a good time. So it could be anything. I think when it's sex, it's especially difficult because of all the sort of societal stuff around that too, where it's like, well, that's the most sacred thing, that you make this, covenant with a partner to only do that with them. And if you go out and enjoy that with someone else, it somehow necessarily means you enjoy it less with your original partner, because it's a zero-sum game kind of calculation.
And Tuin talks about this. Like, she has this big flowchart in her book where she gets to like, what are the requirements for actually feeling compersion based on her interviews with all her subjects and discussions and everything, and the research she did. And she found that there's two main requirements for you to be able to feel it, which is and she said she's an academic. She did this for her PhD. I don't know if you noticed from that quote earlier, she has a lot of academic language, which I did put that in my review, that I was like, come on, dude, settle down. But she says one of the requirements is consensual non-monogamy meaning making, which I think just means like you find it meaningful that you're in this kind of relationship, that you are non-monogamous, that maybe you're oriented that way, or that you practice it. It means something to you.
Like means something how?
Like that you have, well, she says it's got kind of two subparts to it, which is an ideological commitment to non-monogamy, and a community belonging. I think, I don't know that in our experience, community belonging is really necessary.
No.
I mean, I'm not that big a fan of the community.
Maybe not preferred, actually, but yes.
Although I do really like the rationalist community, and they are very non-monogamous.
Yes, I feel like the rationalist community gave me a renewed sense of possibility for community, especially because it has a sort of large contingent that's non-monogamous, and those who are not, those who are monogamous, seem to sort of get it. Otherwise, I don't know. They know it exists and aren't constantly being like, "How could anyone do that?" So it's a very nice mix, because the community is not about non-monogamy. It's about, being rational, which often is the complete opposite of most polyamory communities.
That's true.
It's a nice balance, I think.
But the ideological commitment is something that I do think is pretty necessary. You have to actually believe in non-monogamy and think that is how you want to do relationships for it to really work.
I mean, I feel like it's still the same feeling. Like if you're just happy for other people when good things happen to them, even totally regardless of any kind of relationships, right?
Ideally.
So I guess I guess I see ideological commitment is important for the consensual non-monogamy meaning making.
Yeah.
I guess.
So I look at it as like, I don't necessarily feel happy for people if they're finding joy in a thing that I think is hurting them or is bad for society or is going to screw a bunch of stuff up. Like if someone is a gambling addict and they go and hit, 777s on the slot machine and win $5,000, I'm not really going to be that happy for them, because I know that in the long term, this is a bad idea. And they are ruining their life with it. And I think that's what a lot of people view non-monogamy as. I was like, yeah, sure, you get a short-term thrill out of this. You're happy now, but it's going to ruin your life. You're making terrible mistakes, and you're damaging the social fabric. So I understand how it would be very, very difficult to feel compersion for another person's relationships if you didn't believe that non-monogamy was at least a reasonable or legitimate way to do things.
I would agree with that. I feel like that's why we end up seeing these sort of tweet storms from people who get stuck on polyamory, and how it's just not cool to do, man. And that's not because they sort of don't like the people doing it. It's they truly believe, much like, evangelicals or something. Evangelicals believe, that the rapture will happen. And so when they get really upset about you not having the same beliefs, they believe you're going to go to hell and all that kind of stuff. And they feel really bad about that. For you. They can't really feel joy about you having a different lifestyle. And I feel like sometimes it's similar.
Your joy and your sinning.
Yes, all that sinning. And so I kind of, not to say that the people who are not into polyamory are that way, but I do think sometimes they...
I mean, they're not as bad as the religious people. Come on.
Some of them are religious, and I think that's the reason. But I think it's more just they think that polyamory is ultimately going to be damaging to your ability to have healthy relationships and happiness, and that also all the people in your orbit will be affected, especially if you happen to have kids. Or
they just think it's morally wrong, independent of what actually is going to happen.
Yeah, they might not care at all about you. But I just think it's an idea argument that they believe has real practical implications that would be bad. Yeah, so I think it's kind of important to believe that this is a viable and reasonable way to carry on your relationships, to really feel good about somebody else doing it.
I think I just don't necessarily think of compersion as having to be vitally linked to polyamory at all. Like,
it doesn't have to be.
Your partner having other relationships, but just like feeling happy for other people being happy doesn't have to have anything to do with polyamory.
Right. And I think a lot of the people that can't feel that about polyamory, like about their partner's other relationships, do feel that about other things.
Yeah.
And it's just this, specifically, if you're going to feel that way about your partner's other relationships, you kind of have to have some kind of ideological alignment with non-monogamy. You can't just be against it, because it's just nearly impossible to feel that joy in something that you think is wrong or bad or cause a problem.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's just like if you were an ideologically driven vegan, and you go over and somebody says, "Man, I just had the most amazing T-bone steak." Like, there's no way that political vegan is going to be like, "I'm so happy that you were made happy by something you ate." It's just not going to happen.
That would have to be a very special vegan.
I feel like the only vegans who could do that are the ones that are doing it for health reasons. And they're like, "Man, I would eat a steak today if it didn't like destroy my knees," or whatever the issue is. And like,
the knees. Is this why I have joint problems?
No, that's dairy. Dairy does that. That's
okay.
Dairy's the thing that flares up the rheumatoid arthritis and things like that. But I think it's very hard to do that. I mean, I have plenty of things that I'm just like, I just don't believe in this, like, on a fundamental level. And I mean, I can be polite and be like, "That's great that you did that. I'm happy for your happiness, but I won't. It's like it's not unqualified, In the back of my mind, I'll be like, "Yeah, but why is that the thing that made you happy, though?" And I think that's sort of universal across whatever thing we're talking about here. Like,
except for Mary, because she just doesn't know how to be judgmental.
Mary is very special in this way.
I think I get judgmental occasionally, maybe.
You have like baby judgment.
Yeah.
You don't get judgmental the way normal people do.
Yeah, I might not.
So the other component, according to Tuan, is what you guys were talking about earlier, which is the lack of threat. In mono society, your partner being interested in someone else is a huge threat to your relationship. And to really feel compersion for your partner's experiences with other partners, you have to basically not perceive them as a threat to your relationship, or at least not a huge threat. And she says you get this through inner security, which is always nice. It enables a lot of things, but also security and trust in your relationships. That and I think that's a big reason I was very rarely threatened by any of my partners, because I was like, well, our relationship is strong and I know I'm being a good partner. So them dating someone else isn't really a threat to me. And, what,
and also, I'm Wes and I'm amazing.
It's not even that. It's more like I see these other guys.
The schmo.
I hear women talk about dating. This is my competition. I'm sure there's guys out there that would, be a threat, but I don't know where you find them. It's not Tinder.
I don't think that whether or not it's a threat to the relationship affects my compersion either.
No, I don't think it does either. But that's because you just have all the inner security.
No, like I can be extremely insecure and still feel compersion. I've had like my my security is fairly recent, and like I've felt compersion my whole life. I was like very insecure, extremely insecure. But and like there were definitely times when I was like, this person could totally take my partner away from me. And sometimes it happened, and I was like, okay, I'm still happy for them.
Just like in that Dolly Parton song. No, but that's why I think that it was your inner security doing that. Because I think even then, when you were feeling insecure in your relationship, you still believed that you wanted them to be with a partner that they wanted.
Yes.
And I think that came from your insecurity.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
That's a very hard thing to get to. And I think that is something I think most people would consider admirable. I know there's a lot of people sort of view relationships as more adversarial than we do.
Yeah.
But among those who don't, I think that's like a thing people aspire to, is to have this like really strong felt sense that you want your partner to be with the person they want to be with and do what they want.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get there because I have stuff I want them to do. Why don't they do what I want?
Oh, I don't want them to do things.
Yeah. And I think that, but I think that is because you have this inner security and like in you have strong beliefs and you are true to them.
Yeah, I think that's the ideological commitment. Even if it doesn't feel like philosophical to you, I think you so fundamentally believe in people having autonomy and choosing what to do, what they want to do, and to be with who they want to be with. That I feel like you separate yourself from that. Where you're like, okay, I mean, they're living their own lives. I happen to be in it for now, and you have your own feelings about who you are and all those kinds of things. But the unwavering thing is that you believe in other people's autonomy and choices. And I just don't think most people are like that.
Most people are definitely not like that.
So this feels related. Ayla's on Glosso, her weirdness score thing. So they give you like your weirdest answers that went into it, and my number one weirdest answer is I guess 0.7% of people picked this. In your ideal relationship, how do you feel about worrying the other might leave for a better person? And my answer was want, like I want it.
Wait, you want to worry about it?
No, well, I want it to be a solid possibility.
Okay, that is pretty weird.
Yeah.
Glosso, by the way, if you don't know, is Ayla's social network. And I'm not going to explain who Ayla is, because if you've heard of us, you've probably heard of her. But it's fun, and if you want invite codes, I have them. You can DM me.
I also have them.
They're free to listeners.
I am on the fence as to whether I should be on Glosso or not. I was like, ooh, I like personality quizzes. Can I ignore everything else? And I was told yes.
Was it MySpace that was like that sort of lured you in with the personality quizzes, and then was like, also, we're a social network? I feel like that was definitely one of the old failed social networks was like that.
Sounds familiar. I don't think I was ever on MySpace, though.
Friendster? That was one.
I think I was on Friendster briefly, and I was like, this sucks. It's just like this is another place to be awkward and feel like an outsider.
Hi, we're all in our mid-40s.
And then you found Twitter.
You guys remember Friendster? I never had a Friendster account. I did have a MySpace account, but never was on there because I feel like I went to someone else's MySpace and I was like, this is the dumbest thing. It was like extended AOL Instant Messenger. It was just like, here's where I'm going to put my deep, song lyric quote.
Oh, yeah. Instead of leaving it as your away message, you just put it on your Friendster. Yeah. I have accounts on everything because I will just sign up for anything. People sign up, I'll be like, oh, that sounds fun. And then I'll make an account and look around and I'll be like, oh, this is dumb. And then never go back. But I have so many accounts. compersion, according to Tuan, and I think this is true too, it can be what she calls attitudinal or embodied. Mary, I think you're like the avatar of embodied compersion.
Yeah, and I think because of that, the attitudinal just like is just automatic.
Yeah, I think some of us lesser beings sometimes have to settle for attitudinal compersion, which is, what we think, not necessarily what we feel. And we can say like, yes, when I think about it and reflect on it, I think this is a good thing. I'm glad this happened. I would not stop it. It's good. It's a good thing. But you don't necessarily feel that in your emotions.
Oh, that's so sad. It's such a good feeling.
I know. That's why everyone loves the embodied version.
It's so great.
Not everyone quite gets there.
Yeah.
It's hard. Now, Tuan does have a whole section of her book on how to do it. But, starts out by saying, maybe don't. You don't have to. And, a lot of people put pressure on themselves to really feel it. And that's, not really conducive to doing it, first of all. And second of all, not necessary. You can have a great relationship, even if you're not like viscerally feeling this compersion about your partner's other relationships. And she said, this is what Gina was talking about before, you can just feel benevolent neutrality and it's okay.
It worked pretty well for me for a while. Because it was so much harder before that. Like when I was I was never exactly feeling threatened by other relationships exactly. Or like it wasn't where I thought, I never thought like Wes was going to leave me. But I did.
Ridiculous.
I'm also amazing. No, I did not feel that way. I was deeply insecure about a lot of things. And the way that it sort of presented was that whenever he was dating someone or interested in someone who was pretty different than me, the way that I kind of initially interpreted that was, oh, that's what he really wants. And it's like what's really missing from our relationship. And instead of translating that to being like, great, he's getting that elsewhere, that I'm just never going to do that. Instead of that translation happening, I was just like, oh, he would like me better if I was like that too. Because I also knew that he liked who I was, but I thought there were things that were missing, and that I was failing because of that as a human being, which is a really hard thing to carry. And so once I figured out that was a bunch of bunk, and started to feel more secure just in who I was and the things that I brought to a table, then I did become much happier about him having other people to fill in these spaces of things that I'm just never going to do. In our first episode, I was talking about I hate arguing, and I'm just never gonna like doing that. And it makes me much happier now to see that he has outlets for that and things like that. And board games and all these different things. And I'm like, I just don't really like doing this. And I mean, this is how bad it was. I used to be like, man, these people like board games and I don't like board games.
Okay, but that is a known problem in non-monogamous relationships.
Board games?
Board games, yes.
People leave their partners because they don't play board games.
Oh, no, it's just they're always playing board games.
Yeah.
So if you're not into board games, you're like, oh, I'm not a part of this.
Yeah. Once again, I just put all my stuff into being a musician because very few of them are musicians. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go be a dork about this over here.
She says that like we weren't playing board games through Mary's entire last visit.
Yeah, one particular tea and pirate based game.
And you were the best one at it.
That's true. You did win the last game.
I did. I like the occasional board game if it's fun and it's, I'm not a strategist. I hate games that have really high levels of strategy and things like that. And I also don't enjoy playing with people who really care if they win. So I'm not. I don't. I know. I very rarely win these things, and I don't generally play to win. And when I'm around people who are very competitive about the outcome of a board game, I just am like, this is not where I belong. I just don't care enough about this to have any fun. And so that's kind of what it is. But it's true. Like there's, I kind of, when the dorkitude came for me about either various board games and strategy or like whatever everyone's debating about on Twitter or anything like that, I just put all of that into being like a full guitar and music nerd in a way that I haven't been ever in my life. So now it's just very funny because I can make people's eyes glaze over talking about like my amplifier, which I'm like, I got this amplifier. Let me talk to you about waveforms, and nobody wants to hear about it, and it's awesome.
I want to hear about it.
To be fair, your new amplifier is awesome.
It is.
I know. I'm secure in that fact. My current gear setup is incredible, and if you don't get it, then that's on you. And it's great. It's fine. I have outlets for it. But that's my point. So, but bringing it back to what we were actually talking about, not my amazing guitar.
I feel compersion for you and your guitar.
I'm so glad. It's a really great relationship that we have. So I'm really happy about that. Makes me so happy.
And you just added a new partner, your cool purple amplifier.
I did, yes. And then I went and bought a purple pirate costume that got shipped today. So I'm becoming my guitar. It's a whole transformation that's happening.
It's like I don't even know who you are anymore.
And you like it. I know you do. But so that all being said, I got to a point where I was, I'm like, it's great. He has all these things that he likes to do that I have no interest in, actually, but I'm glad that he gets to do them. And that did make me feel honest happiness. I think the compersion grew out of that. Like it was sort of like an evolution of the feelings after a while, being like, first it was this benevolent neutrality, being like, well, good. I love that for you. And then it became a thing that eventually I was able to feel like, oh yes, he's really in anything, his relationships, other things he's doing. I mean, like being part of the rationalist community, doing the old podcast, like all these different things, being like, oh, awesome. He has like a place that he's doing this, and I'm so happy he's recording that, and like all these different things. And it did become a different feeling thing once I felt very secure with myself and what I was doing.
Once you had that inner security.
That's right. That is right. It's really hard to be happy for other people when you think you're a piece of crap. And it really is. And I don't think that anymore. So now I'm just kind of like, wow, the world is amazing. I'm so happy for everyone. And I've gotten so much more optimistic now that like when people are being really negative, I'm just like, what are you on about? My God. And I'm saying that in the world as it is right now, which is very funny that I have this this general sense of being like, I don't know, this is the best time to be alive. And that might just be me, but
No, it is. It is. People just don't appreciate it. They don't remember what the past was like. So one of the other ways doing is like, here's how you do it, is the ideological commitment thing we were talking about before. It's like you kind of have to actually want to do it. And if you don't, compersion is going to be hard. And that's very consistent with Ayla's research. And one of her most interesting findings was that when she asked people, how polyamorous are you from 1 to 5? There was a very strong correlation where the happiest people were the people that either answered 1 or 5. Mm-hmm. And everyone in the middle was like way less happy with their relationships. So it was like, you got to pick one. if you're like on the fence about it, or you're like kind of trying to ease into it or something, it's gonna cause you a lot of problems and make things difficult.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Like I'm sure you can transition from one to the other, but the transition is going to be hard.
And it was hard.
Don't go. Don't just stop in the middle.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we started off closer to 5 than 1 when we opened our relationship up, because I think we talked about this before. We didn't put a bunch of rules on it at the get-go, where it's like that easing in thing where you're like, okay, we can do this, but let's regulate feelings.
We didn't do the monogamy, but with more people model.
Yeah. And so, the hard part of that was like that was a philosophical thing that we agreed to, being like, okay, well, there's no point to having like, there's no way to regulate feelings. There's no way, things are going to develop as they are. And to try to control those feelings, especially trying to control the feelings of your partner, is just going to be a recipe for pain. And that's a philosophical thing. That didn't mean it wasn't difficult. And I mean, really hard when it was like, well, I think I love this person, or whatever. Each thing that happened that was new was really hard, because like, okay, I mean, philosophically, I knew this was going to happen, but I didn't really prepare myself for what that was going to feel like.
But I think it would have been way harder if we were like, only like half-assed our way into it. Mm-hmm. If we were like, oh, well, we'll just be a little polyamorous.
We'll be open to it.
Yeah.
And that was, the conversation we had was, we are opening our relationship, and whatever that means. Right. And we had really sort of basic rules, which was simply communicate. Was that it? Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Communicate and try your best not to be an idiot, I think, was kind of the, but don't be an idiot, because we didn't know what we were doing. So it was kind of like, well, okay.
Yeah, it's because we didn't have that rule.
That's true. We were like, well, this whole thing is a disaster. Instead of like, this is a bit of a disaster. Rules. I'm just so stupid. It was. Yes, that was a good thing. We were so smart in not having the "don't be stupid" rule.
So smart.
But I think communication was the biggest thing, and just like staying, making sure we stayed, on the same page about things, and had as honest a conversation all the time as we could. And I think because of that, we actually like got through all of that to actually get to the 5 mark. Because I think we had a lot of security in our relationship with each other. To me, that came first before the security I had within myself, personally. But I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure this, especially after everything that happened, Wes and I made it through that. Mostly being like, well, we're great. The rest of that was pretty crap. And I think people assumed that we would have broken up over all of that, but the whole time we were like, yo.
People definitely assumed that you and I were having more conflict than we were having.
Mm-hmm. We were having very little.
Yeah, we were having conflicts with everybody else.
Yeah.
But with each other, we're like, what's going on?
This is crazy. I don't, And eventually we're like, this is crazy, and we should probably stop those things, but not polyamory. And that was the fundamental thing. We were still philosophically and ideologically committed to polyamory being the right way for us to do our relationships. And we were just stronger for it. So, go us, I guess. But it was, but I definitely wasn't feeling compersion after that, right? Like there was this period where I was so embittered about everything that I was like, it wasn't that I felt negatively if Wes dated. It was more I was highly confused as to why he was still interested in doing that for a long time, because I was just like, good God. Have you met people? I don't know why would you? I mean, I'm glad you're happy, but wow, what? Because I had just no interest in it. But that's where truly Mary came into the picture, because once I met Mary, we got to spend a bunch of time together and things like that. I was like, oh, I get it. This is great. Okay, I get why you would want to keep doing this. I understand, but that's mostly a testament to Mary than anything else. So.
All right, Mary, you'll like this part. Tuin talks about obstacles to feeling inner security. And the first one on the list is codependency.
Yeah. Yeah. See, and that's why I say I was not secure, because I was very codependent before.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was very codependent. I was very insecure, and also super happy for my partners having other partners. So I don't know.
Well, you're a magical being of light and rainbows. So maybe that's what it was.
That seems unlikely, since it is not literally true.
You don't know. It might be true. But the other obstacles that she mentions are comparing yourself to your metamours, especially in unfavorable ways. And I think, Gina, you were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
Sexual shame, which I don't know if anyone here has anything to say about that.
I have all kinds of thoughts on that.
Yeah, that was also one that I that was in my way a lot. It was a similar thing, like not just, these other people have hobbies that I don't have, but there was certainly, like, especially back then, I had so many hangups about sex and things like that, that when somebody was like really into sex and was like actually a true sex positive person who was just like, this is great, I love everything about it, and I'm happy that, just that kind of thing. I was so intimidated by that. Because I was just like, I don't know how to, I'm such a failure in this way, and that was, something I worked through, but it was, that's really hard. And I feel like that's probably what comes up a lot in polyamory situations, because that's kind of the biggest difference between, your standard friendship and a partnership, a situationship or whatever, is like, well, there's sex in this one. And if like your partner really likes sex with that other person and you feel insecure about that yourself, like that's going to feel very threatening. So it's hard to...
It's hard to get that dog to shut up.
So yes, I back to what we were talking about. Yes, comparing yourself to metamours in any way unfavorably about yourself is just going to make it really hard to feel good about anything. But that's less about your partner than you, and I think that's what it all kind of comes down to, that you have to like figure out why you feel the way.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, Mary has a whole course on dealing with sexual shame.
Mm-hmm. I do.
What's it called?
Great. It's called Unraveling Sexual Shame. And it's awesome.
Yeah. I hear it gets rave reviews.
Yeah, people like it.
When's your next one?
June 28th.
What day of the week is that?
Sunday. It's June 28th to August 2nd, 10 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. Eastern Time.
So, listeners, you could spend your Saturday mornings all summer unraveling your sexual shame. You could have a whole hot girl summer.
Or hot boy summer.
Mm-hmm.
Or brat summer, whatever you want.
Yes, I highly recommend taking any class Mary has going, because Mary has a way of helping you visualize things or putting things in a way that at least I very much understand. It was very effective for me to kind of go into my head and see, pick up what she was putting down. And it would be it was really fun to do it that way. I always ended up with a very comical and fun imagination while I was in the class itself. Maybe that's just me, but I think that
I think a lot of people have fun and they're not expecting it. They're expecting it to be like hard and dark and difficult, and it is, but it's also fun.
Yeah. Yeah. You kind of are able to find your sense of humor about these things that you feel shame about. She has things like visualizing whatever you're feeling shame about as like a gremlin, and you get to like imagine what that gremlin looks like. And it can be really funny if you let it be and stuff like that. And it makes it less intimidating to deal with it. So yeah, I would really recommend taking her up on one of these classes in the very near future if this is something you struggle with.
Aww.
All right. Well, that seems like a great place to end. Do you guys have anything else you want to say about compersion to our adoring crowd?
This was kind of like compersion coming up for me the other day when I was out there at your house, and Wes walks out with that big board on his shoulder, and Gina's like, "Ooh, look at this hot guy." And we like have this little moment where we're both like ogling the same guy, because we're sort of sharing him. And it was like this really nice little connection thing. And I felt a lot of compersion there. It was like a kind of connection that I couldn't have if we weren't like sharing the same guy.
Yes, this is true. No, I feel like you and I experience this frequently. Mm-hmm. Because
when we send each other photos of his butt or something.
That's right. That's right. You know, I'm like, look at this guy and his arms, right? It's a thing. And that was not a thing that I could do in previous relationships. And it was, previous relationships were very weirdly adversarial, not really with me, but with anyone else. So there was like, I was like the repository for their jealousy. So we couldn't sit there and be like, man, look at how hot this guy we have is. Instead, it was like, I can't believe he's showing how hot he is to this other person. You know what I mean, Gina? And I would be like, no, I don't know.
It's true. I was doing it all the time.
You are doing it all the time. You just like can't not
right now. I know you listeners can't see us on video, but we're all very hot.
You can't see. I am wearing my shirt featuring sloths in Hawaiian shirts on Segways.
Yeah.
So the sexiest one.
Oh yeah, that's right. But yes, as we've been saying, I've only been truly able to feel and understand compersion because I get to share this whole thing with Mary, who is sort of just a well of positive energy all the time. I don't know. She has an effect on me. I'm sure we'll talk about in future episodes, but generally, especially when she comes to town, which soon will be all the time.
All the time.
All the time. There's like this level of inspiration I experience that is about feeling compersion for whatever is happening with Wes, but also feeling a general sense of compersion with the whole world. And it is very weird for me because that's not who I used to be. As we alluded to in previous episodes. So it's really fun to be this way because, man, is the world a better place because of it. So I highly encourage you, even if you are monogamous, to figure out how to get to that sense of positivity about the things and people in your life because it's only a net gain for you.
All right. Gina, you want to do our outro?
Well, that was episode 3 of Sex and Sensibility. I think it was a very heartwarming and loving episode. So I hope you all enjoyed that. And I hope you're enjoying this podcast because I think it's been really fun. I certainly, every time I listen to the episode, I think we're absolutely charming. And so obviously that's what's happening for you, the listeners. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.